Tell me how this started. You were told about this company, and you were told that you had to pay just a $50 deposit to start the process, right?
Right. After my son was diagnosed, this was like a life-changing thing for us. So we had no idea really what to do. There's a lot of what we call the diabetic online community, and we had heard about these diabetic alert dogs. They call them dads. So I did my research, and I found service dogs. At the time, they were Guardian Angel service dogs. I initially made contact with Mr. Warren, the owner of the company, and I was told that all I needed to do was pay a $50 deposit to open an account, and then moving forward, all I would have to do is fundraise for a period of 2 years. Basically, at least hold one fundraiser every 3 months, and that once I raised my initial $1,000, I would be getting a dog that would come in, and the dog would already be scent trained. All we would have to do over the course of the next 2 years is work with a trainer every 3 months or so to do public access where the dog can kind of come out.
Okay, and what we're talking about here is these dogs can detect whether the individual has high blood sugar, low blood sugar, so they can detect this by being around the individual and are trained, given what they detect, to alert.
Some dogs trained to paw for a high and bow for a low. And then, you know, that would tell my son, okay, that something's wrong, go ahead and test.
Okay. And some dogs are trained to actually go get a meter.
Right.
Or go get juice, or even call 911.
Correct.
If it's called for, correct?
Correct, that's what I was expecting.
All right. So once you raised the initial $1,000, you said, okay, I'm going to get a service dog, right?
Correct.
Right.
I had done a lot of work for the organization as far as like poetry and videos and different things like that. So they made me what's called active status, which is, you know, when you supposedly have 1,000 in your account. And I was on the list now to get my dog.
All right. What happened?
What happened was a local family that the organization introduced me to that had just received their dog didn't want me to be blindsided. She's like, when the dog arrives, it's going to arrive with a 30-page contract. You either sign it there on the spot, or both the dog and the money are gone. So I confronted the owner of the organization, and I said, well, I would like to see it before. I'm not going to sign anything that I can't see in advance. And he's like, well, it has some proprietary information, and you can't. I said, well, then send me a general version of one. And he's like, no.
There's a purchase and training agreement, and
right.
I have kind of an exemplar of it here. It says the purchase price shall be $18,500. The training program will address low and high blood sugar recognition, specialized service dog behaviors like get the testing kit, get the juice box, get another member of the household, service dog emergency call, 911 training. If the puppy is trained as a diabetic alert dog upon reaching the end of the training program, is not offering alerts on recognized BG levels, Guardian Angel will offer a refund on a portion of the training cost.
None of that is true. I've asked them several times in our initial conversation, how much does this dog cost? They refuse to give me a price. Well, really, all you have to do is just fundraise for a period. How much do I have to fundraise? They wouldn't tell me. They don't issue refunds. And that's a huge issue with a lot of these families. His thing is, we're a nonprofit. We can't give you any money back.
So did you ever get a dog?
No.
Did you pay money?
I paid him a few hundred, and then, of course, with the work and everything I did, the poem and everything else, my account balance was at about $1,500
right.
At that point, when I told him that I wouldn't move forward if I couldn't see the contract, and he refused. He was very evasive. So we ended up backing out of the organization, and then things kind of went downhill from there.
Did you get a dog from this organization?
I did get a dog. We got a puppy about 14 weeks old, and upon delivery, we were basically given a contract that we had no idea that was coming. We were told either we sign it or the dog goes and we get no money back.
How much had you paid in at that point?
Initially, I paid $1,000 down to become active on the list to get the dog. And we ended up giving him, when all was said and done, approximately $14,000 in total.
Okay. And you got a dog that was 14 weeks old?
Correct.
Supposedly trained at 14 weeks old?
Supposedly trained. We were sued, and in the lawsuit it states that we were given a fully trained service dog at 14 weeks that would be able to detect my son's glucose levels, call 911, get a juice box, get a meter. None of that happened. Upon delivery, the trainer came, and what we worked on was Alan learning his name.
Your dog was not well.
Correct. He's been sick ever since we've gotten him.